सबसे पहले हजरत मुफक्किर इस्लाम शहजादा-ए गौसे आज़म डॉक्टर पीर सैयद अब्दुल कादिर जेलानी शाह साहब की वीडियोस को हासिल करने के लिए जेलानी मीडिया के यूट्यूब चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन क्लिक करें। वीडियोस अच्छी लगे तो थम्स अप दें।
When you mention Imam Rabbani, Majid Afsani, Shaykh al-Sunni, he was resident of Hindustan, India, and he was Faruqi, and he was previously Chishti, and afterwards he re-performed back with Lakshmanji. But when you mention Imam Rabbani, Majid Afsani, you will never mention India or any other caste, you will automatically mention Allah. It means that Majid Sahab was a Wali Allah. And as soon as you mentioned the name of Khwaja Gharib Nawaz, Sultan Hind Sarkar, who converted non-Muslims into Islam in 1900,000. So he was so lucky person in the Ummah Muhammad Mustafa from Siddiq Akbar, from Sahaba Kiram, up to now, no one was born to a Muslim lady who can convert so much non-Muslims into Islam in one time. Subhanallah. He was so lucky person. So when you mention the name of Allah, Khwaja Gharib Nawaz Sultan Hind Sarkar, you will never mention, you will never recollect any other thing. You will automatically hit upon the thought of Allah. This is the sign of use karuna bizikri wa uskara bizikrihim. Allah was reported to have said, Allah was reported by the Holy Prophet himself to have said, Allazina use karuna bizikri wa uskara bizikrihim. Those are awliya. When you mention them, I am automatically mentioned. When I mention, they are automatically mentioned. So this is the sign of Awliya Allah. When you want to know Awliya Allah, you will have to check the ideology. Allazina Aman was mentioned first. Kanu Yadkaruna was mentioned afterwards. It means that when these two things are put together, so the logical deduction would be the piety. Al-Aqidatu Sahiha wal-Amalu Salihah. With the result of the piety, one would become. If you want to be a Waliullah, so I shall suggest, though I am not a Waliullah, I am a very sinful person, but I am loving Awliya Allah. I love Awliya Allah. But I can suggest, according to the instructions of the previous Muslims, when you put together Al-Aqidatu Sahiha, the accurate ideology and accurate practice, you will become a Waliullah. But what is the accurate ideology? The ideology starts from the Holy Prophet. Holy Prophet should be loved without any exception. Means the forefathers, the ancestors of the Holy Prophet, and the offspring of the Holy Prophet, and the wives of the Holy Prophets, and the companion of the Holy Prophet, all of them should be loved. Because when a person loves someone, he will have to love all of the relevant people as well. And Nabi Kareem ﷺ said, I am beloved of Allah. Ahibbuni lihubbillahi wa ahibbu ala baiti lihubbi. You should love me because I am beloved of Allah. And you should beloved my offspring because they are beloved of mine. I am beloved of Allah and they are beloved of mine. Therefore, you will have to consider the fact that I should be beloved because I am beloved of Allah, and you will have to love the offspring of mine because they are my beloved. Means when Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala asked Nabi Kareem alayhi salatu Man qarabatuka haula illazina wajabat alayna mawtaduhum ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. O my holy Prophet, could you tell me who are your relatives whose love is compulsory for us? He said, Al-Hasanu wal-Husainu wa abawahuma. This was mentioned in Tafsir Nasfi. Tafsir Nasfi is the most reliable commentary on the Holy Quran in the world of Sunni Hanafi. These are proper wording. Hazrat Abdullah bin Abbas says, I asked Muhammad Mustafa, Man Qurabatuka haula illadina wajabat alina muddatuhum. You can arrange, you can see the arrangement of the text. Man Qurabatuka haulai. Haulai is ishara, demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun is always preceded by the demonstrated. But here, the demonstrated was mentioned first, and demonstrative noun was mentioned afterwards. Because when the demonstrated is in a possessive case, then the demonstrative noun comes afterward. Man Qurabatuka haulai. Man Qurabatuka haul. Qurabatuka is demonstrated. And haulai is a demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun came afterwards, and demonstrated can be first. Why? This is a rule, and this rule cannot be mostly fabricated by the common speakers. This is a quotation of the native speakers. Man Qurabatuka haula illadina wajabat alayna muddatuhum ya Rasulullah. Ya Rasulullah, can you tell me who are your relatives whose love was necessitated, entailed, and necessitated by Allah? Nabi Kareem alayhi salam said, Al-Hasanu wal-Husainu wa abawahuma. The persons whose love was necessitated and entailed, involved by Allah, they are Hassan and Hussein and their parents. It means that the person disliking the family of, please pay attention to me as long as I am speaking. I would like you to see me. If you got any objection, I will give you the time. You can ask the question, I shall answer, inshallah. If today the question is not properly prepared by you, you can prepare your questions. And for the second time when I come, you can put the questions. You can phone me as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Therefore, you are not allowed to see here and there. Please pay full attention to me. What I am saying is, without love of the family of the Holy Prophet, one's ideology cannot be accurate. And all of the companions of the Holy Prophet, without any exception, whosoever, however sinful he is, but is companion of the Holy Prophet, the Muslim is duty bound to love him with the deep of his heart. And all of the Muslims have a great respect for all of the companions of the Holy Prophet. Even the city of the Holy Prophet, the thorn of the Holy Prophet, the thorn of the city of the Holy Prophet, the botany, the herbs, the stones, the edible things of the area of the Holy Prophet should be loved by the Muslims. Unless one loves them properly, one cannot be a pious person. Except those persons who are with a culpable ideology, just like Abdullah bin Salul, Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul. He was also resident of that area, but his ideology about Muhammad Mustafa was not accurate. Therefore, his love was condemned and his belief was rejected, and all of the prayers he did, and all of the fast he observed, and all of the charity of zakat he paid was nullified. Nothing will exist in court of Allah, because without the proper love of the Holy Prophet, one's practice cannot exist. So this is the first formula. One has to change oneself. There are two aspects. One is heart and the other one are limbs. The heart should be allocated for the observation of the love of the Holy Prophet. That is called fanai qalb. When he loves for Allah and His Apostle. When he hates someone, you should check yourself. I shall check myself. If you love someone, you should ask yourself, why are you loving him? If you are loving him for Allah, so that love will exist and you will be rewarded. When you hate someone, ask yourself, why are you hating that person? If you are hating him for sake of Allah, so then you would be rewarded for that hate. Because you are hating someone just for sake of Allah. But when you are hating him for the difference of the country, for difference of the language, for the difference of the attitude, so this hate would be highly culpable action. You would be penalized in the court of Allah. When you love him for Allah. When you hate someone, you should hate him for Allah. This is called mortality of heart, fanai qalb. Means his heart has finished in the way of Allah. He has got no independent ambitions, desires and tendencies. All of the doors of his heart are open toward Allah and His Rasul's prayer. When this definition can be applied on a person, that person can be a waliullah. This is fanai qalb and fanai nafs. When a person does anything, but he prevents himself because this is culpable action. When he tries to drink something, but he prevents himself drinking that thing because that is a cause of annoyance of Allah. When you act or omit just for sake of Allah, that is called fanai nafs. The first was fanai qalb, mortality of heart, and this is mortality of self. So when these two subjects are completed, the piety would start. The piety would start on this very point. And an enemy of Ahl Bayt Rasul or hating the companion of the Holy Prophet will never be included in the pious people of Allah, according to the Quranic record and according to the prophetic record. Here, what is the way to get the piety? First of all, one is duty bound at the time of the Holy Prophet to be with Muhammad Mustafa, to sit in the company of the Holy Prophet. The first thing for the getting of the piety is sobat shaykh. The shaykh of the companion was Muhammad Mustafa himself. Their duty was to sit in the company of, to be in the company of, to remain in the company of the Holy Prophet as much as they could. This is why, if there is a question, who is the more preferable to Ummah? He is Siddiq Akbar radiyallahu ta'ala. But if you ask whether Hazrat Siddiq Akbar radiyallahu ta'ala did the prayer more than everyone, the answer is not. So when his prayer are not more than everyone, so how can be called a preferable person? I shall tell you. If you ask him, who is the person who had more